This is Almighty Oracle at Fan Expo Canada. I've happened to stumble in the Aspen Comics booth. And with me, I have Frank Mastromauro.
You got it. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. Is this your first Fan Expo?
No, not at all. I'm a veteran of this show.
Excellent. I read about some multi-universe crossover. Is that correct?
Yeah, correct. So this is the first year that we're doing this crossover. It's the first time Fathom and Soulfire, Michael Turner's two properties, are being crossed over for the first time, becoming one universe. So it's not a rebirth or anything like that. It's basically just the next evolution of Fathom, of Soulfire, with those two properties, with both universes of those properties crossing over and becoming one. So we're really excited because we've had a great response to it. It's been something that's building for years, and we're just excited that it's out now. Yeah.
The joining of the two worlds. What makes them so distinct, and what made you decide that they must come together now?
Well, over the years, wasn't really a mandate, but Michael Turner, when he first created Fathom, when he first created Soulfire, he wanted both of those worlds to exist separately. Not for any particular reason, except, hey, look, if we do something in Fathom, it's going to stay in Fathom. If we do something in Soulfire, it stays in Soulfire. Over the years, and after Mike passed, we continued on with all the stories that Mike had already started to develop and things like that. And then when myself and Peter Steigerwald, Vince Hernandez, our editor-in-chief, we were talking probably early last year, and even though we always respect Mike's wishes and always want to make sure we do what we feel would be something he would have liked us to do or something in his best interest, and when we were discussing Fathom and Soulfire, even though that was one of the things, not doing the crossover in the beginning, now, I mean, Fathom's been around 16 years, Soulfire's been around close to 13, and it just seemed like the right time. We've told so many stories within both those universes, and we still have a lot more we want to tell. However, we just felt that now was a perfect time to bring those two worlds together, especially with all the new fans that come to the conventions, that come to just check out comics. And we wanted to branch out and have more ability to tell different stories by utilizing all the characters. So we felt it was just a natural progression. We feel Mike would have thought the same way, because now, once again, at this point in time, both properties have been around a very, very long while, and there's a lot of baggage and a lot of back history that comes with them. So we felt joining the two worlds, putting them together, starting fresh from this point forward was a good way to also entice new readers, have people check it out, and say, hey, if you haven't looked at Fathom or Soulfire before, now's a good time to do it.
Awesome. What is your contribution to the company?
So mine, after Mike passed away, he left the company to myself and Peter, so I co-own the company with Peter. I also write and create Shrugged, Overtaken, Delic with Vince. So there's certain books that I write and create myself, and then I work on everything. So aside from the books, I run all the day-to-day. I do all the billing, all the tax, anything. Some days are great, because it's like Christmas when we get new books in. Some days are horrible when we have to do billing or things like that, but it is what it is. It's a business. We're trying to do a good job, keep the company going, build the longevity of Aspen.
That's great. My best friend's into Lola XOXO, especially because Sia draws. And I know it's a new volume coming out. What else is coming out in the next few months?
Yeah, so with Lola, Volume 2, issue number 1 comes out in 3 weeks, which is fantastic. Sia's been doing an amazing job on the book. Sia has been just cranking, and we can't wait for people to check that out. So that's coming up immediately within the next couple of weeks. Then Revelations continues through the fall. We don't have any other new properties besides Lola this year. But then starting next year, we're going to kick off with a brand new Executive Assistant Iris title, which hasn't even been announced yet, so first time for this. It's called Enemies Among Us. It's a one-shot that David and Vince are writing. It'll be oversized, so it'll kind of bring Iris back into the fold, because we haven't had an Iris book in a little while. And then early next year, once Revelations finishes up, then, though we haven't announced it yet, obviously we'll have a new Fathom series, a new Soulfire series, and they'll also have a really cool third new book that's also spinning out of this. So early next year and into the spring, we have 3 brand new properties, and then looking forward a little bit beyond that, Journey's coming back, Journey Volume 3, JT's book. I know Mark Roslin, our vice president at Aspen, he's working on the next volume of Bubblegun, so Bubblegun Volume 2. And then we also are prepping right now our next event for next summer. So we have a lot of good stuff coming up. It's going to be exciting.
Fabulous. And I'm beyond thrilled because I know there are Michael Turner covers here for the DC Rebirth titles.
Yes.
I can't wait to grab some copies.
Cool. Thank you.
Your
so
time
much.
is muchly appreciated,
Yep.
and I hope you have the rest of a successful Fan Expo.
I appreciate it. Thanks so much for having me. Appreciate
Good
it.
meeting you.